going on, guys? This is Luxury Castillo, and I'm here to provide a service to the people that are about to retire. So this video will give you an idea before you pull the trigger. So far, you made it to where you are about to retire. And then when you retire, you have enough money to support yourself while not working. So that means you can move anywhere now. You can move to Arizona, Nevada, or Philippines, or anywhere, any place you deem suitable for your retirement. Remember, our retirement is our last quarter of our life, if we do have a quarter. So now you're going to have to ask yourself where you want to stay. Tax. Okay, tax. If your income is not that high, it's not that great. If you're from California, maybe just stay there. And I'm going to tell you why. So if your income tax, you're okay with it and it's not going to bother you, just stay in California if you're in California. The only reason why you want to move out of state of California is to minimize the income tax. But if you are a pension, huge pension, 6 figures, or you have some type of businesses or income source that's really huge, you're going to get taxed heavily if you stayed in California. So if you got money coming in, and you don't want to get taxed because the tax is really bothering you, then go outside California. And one of the benefits is going outside of California is you can purchase a new home for cheap. Not like in California. The houses in California are very expensive. I think the upper or fixer upper, if people don't know what fixer upper is, those houses that are kind of okay but needs repair, those houses are going for $500,000 in California. $500,000 and up. If people don't know what $500,000 is, it's $500,000. Because I spoke to a couple of Filipinos in the Philippines, and I told him $500,000. He didn't know what the hell what that was. Even if you say 1,500, they don't know what 1,500 is. So I would just want to make sure my video is gonna be clear for everyone, not just for a certain group. All right, so 2 benefits: income tax. If you're high income and you can move anywhere because you don't have to work, then you want to minimize the income tax so you can enjoy more of your money, right? You don't want to give it out to tax too much. In fact, if you don't have to pay tax, don't pay taxes. But most of us, and I think all of us, is going to pay taxes unless you're in the low income and you're Social Security, and then you don't have to worry about that. This is not for you. But you can listen into so you have an idea. Second thing, the benefits would be the houses are cheaper. So if you have a more expensive house in California, you sell them, you come over here, you pay off a house, and then you have lots of money in the bank. That's one of the benefits. Maybe you could spend it on a nice car, or get yourself, because you get the money that you're gonna make from selling your house in California. You move out here to Arizona or to Las Vegas. Maybe you can spend that money that you made and buy yourself a nice Mercedes-Benz Maybach. All right, but I haven't seen that yet. Most people I know, they just keep the money in the bank so that when they die, their kid, who's a second generation American, they can spend it for them. All right, so two things. So income tax, and the second one is you could buy a cheaper house. And the third one is whether you have your house paid off in California, in Nevada, Arizona, or Philippines. Okay, I'm throwing Philippines in there so you have an idea. You will still have to pay property tax. The property tax in California is the same as in the Philippines. So it's a percentage of the value of your home. So for a $500,000 home in California, you're looking at close to $1,000 a month of property tax. Yeah. So that's a lot of money. In the Philippines, if you can find somebody who can change the price of your home when you first bought it, like brand new, and they declared it a little bit lower than it's supposed to be, because they don't want to have comps in the Philippines. It's different over there. But if they can change the price, I'm not telling you to change the price. I'm just telling you, based on the price, they lowered it, somebody lowered it, then it's based on that plus the percentage. So the percentage for property tax, California and Philippines, they're about the same. They're not that different. In Nevada and Arizona is a little bit cheaper. So property tax here in Arizona or Nevada, they're cheaper than California. So you can take advantage of that. Remember, property tax is something you have to pay for the rest of your life, or for the remaining ownership of your house. If you don't pay property taxes, the government will take your property away. It doesn't matter if your house is paid off. Okay? All right, so when I moved out here, I wasn't really thinking about temperature, because in my head, I'm thinking during the summer, I just go to the Philippines. And then wintertime, I come back here from the Philippines because I have a house in the Philippines and also here in America. So I'm just gonna travel to the better temperature area. So if Philippines has a better temperature, I'll fly over there. If America's better, I fly back over here. So I can afford the plane ticket. It ain't no thing but a chicken wing, okay? But I don't know if there's a lot of you guys who can afford it. But if you can't afford going back and forth, America to Philippines, Philippines and back, then that means you make good money. That's all it means. That means you got buku bucks. That means you're not rigrigat. Rigrigat is an Ilocano word for hardship, I think. But I like that word, rigrigat, you know. So I was thinking, I'm gonna move to Arizona. Income tax is less, property tax is less, the house is cheaper, and I'm thinking, well, yeah, that's a good deal. But remember, you can only move if you're retired, because if you're still working, if you're working in California, how are you going to move to Arizona? Tell me how you're going to do that. Can't, so you have to wait. So that's all I was thinking. You know, it's all that benefits. I didn't think about the negative, because I was thinking, if I don't like it here because it's too damn hot, I'll just take a plane, go to the Philippines. Well, now I'm learning. So this is how, well, today I was just so hot today, man. 105 degrees. I was exhausted. Just being outside made me exhausted. So 105 Fahrenheit is equals to 40.5 Celsius in the Philippines. I had to look that up because, you know, here in America we go by Fahrenheit. 105 or triple digit Fahrenheit, that's hot. That's like an oven hot. It's like you're baking cookies and you open it and that heat, you know, radiating to your face. It's like that. But it's not just your face, your hair, your whole body, man. It's like that. Now, to compare to the Philippines, I have to look up what 105 degree is for Celsius. I don't know Celsius. You know what's so funny or something strange? America is the one that built Philippines, and yet Philippines use metric system. Metric. Well, anyways, who cares about that, right? So 105 degrees here, Arizona, Las Vegas, man, it's like, it's freaking hot, man. But is it tolerable? Yes. I can work on my car, put some mods, because all my cars are brand new, okay? I don't fuck around with used cars. I am too old and too wealthy for that. I'm just being honest with you guys. So I like to do mods, and my body will adjust to the temperature. I'll just drink. That's why I got a big mug like this. It's this Diet Coke. And it's hot, but it's tolerable. And but I really don't want to spend too much time out there, because what happened to me a couple of weeks ago, I didn't know I was dehydrated. It just sucks away all that fluid from your body, and eventually you start passing out. It's called heat exhaustion, heat stroke, and all that. I was borderline. So you gotta drink water constantly. But yeah, you can be out there and work on your car during a 105 Fahrenheit heat or 40.5 Celsius. But it would be very difficult for me to go to Vegas and walk around, look at shops, and go to different places, right? Because in Vegas, that's one thing about Vegas. There's a lot of places over there that is good for tourists. Or if you're bored, you just go to like every door, go to casino, you walk around and just enjoy your life. The heat, you can tolerate that. Just stop complaining and drink a lot of water. You will notice you won't even go to the bathroom. There's no pee break, because you're not going to pee anything. Everything evaporates from your body. Now in the Philippines, I went to Bulacan, and it's not even 40.5 Celsius. Man, it felt like I got this and I poured it all over my head. I am sweating. I'm sweating more than if I was here on 120 degrees Fahrenheit in Vegas. So in the Philippines, the heat over there is worse for some reason. You're sweating more. I'm talking, you got to bring maybe 2 or 3 shirts. Okay, so Bulacan, Manila, Ilocos Norte, and the one that's all the way to the top of the Philippines. I forgot what it's called. They're dark over there. They're super dark. Those areas are freaking hot and humid. When I say humid, you're drenched. You're constantly wiping your face. Even if you're a local Filipino there, you're going to be drenched. So, the equivalent temperature in the Philippines, you'll be drenched. In the Philippines, however, there is no shop or places or plaza where you just walk around the sidewalk and then enjoy, your trip or enjoy your retirement and go to different shop. Most likely you're gonna enter a huge building like an SM mall. Then that thing has air conditioning, but you're not gonna find yourself walking outside. So you're not really gonna feel the heat. You might feel it when you get in your car. Like for me, for example, I drive a Hilux 2020, of course, brand new. When I got it, brand new. When I get from my house, I walk out, go to my garage, which is about 5 feet away. I feel that heat. I get in a car, I don't feel the heat anymore. I'll drive. It doesn't matter if it's traffic. Then get to the parking lot, I feel the heat again, and then get inside the mall, right? So I minimize or the exposure to the heat is minimized. I'm only exposed to the heat in the Philippines is when I go to their party, the Filipino party. Man, I'm outside or I'm in their yard, in the backyard, front yard, inside the house, whatever. It don't matter what part of the house I'm in. It is freaking hot. You think they're gonna turn on their AC? You think they have AC? So yeah, that one. I still remember it. Man, I have a freaking towel over my head, just wiping my face and everything. So that's the only time I sweat in the Philippines is when I go to a party. Um, I hate it. I hate it. You got flies just bothering you, and then you have, and then in the evening you can have mosquitoes, and they only bite you. They don't sting anybody else, just only you. So that's the only time you get exposed to the heat in the Philippines if you got a car. Now, a lot of balikbayan or people from America or Filipinos that immigrated to America and then they go back to the Philippines to visit, I see them a lot. I mean, I see a lot of them walking. They don't even rent a car. They take the tricycle, the Jeep and everything. You could tell they're from the US. I mean, they're sweating. And they don't count their monies to pay. They have money, but they're sweating. But they're too cheap to buy or to rent a car. I mean, to them, it's like 50 bucks a day to rent a car is a lot. I mean, hey man, that's the going rate, 50 bucks. Or if they're afraid to drive, then you get an Uber. See, now they know how it is. It costs money to live comfortable in the Philippines. If you want to live in the Philippines the same way you're living here in America, you're going to pay the same or more in the Philippines. I'm telling you, it's not cheap. It's only cheap if you're walking, taking the Jeep, taking the bus, taking a tricycle. That's cheap. If you want to drive a car the same way you're driving here in America, yeah, you got to pay the dollar. Same price, because the gas price is the same. California prices for the gas in the Philippines, same price, guys. It's not like 2 cents a gallon over there. It's the same. So it's the same thing. So anyway, so you gotta think about the temperature. Is the tax decrease on the income tax, the property tax, if the heat doesn't bother you, then I guess it'll be okay. Now, if you're used to living in California, you think of something, you want to buy something, you got it. You wish it, you got it. You want it, you got it. Now you're in Vegas or Nevada or here in Arizona. You want something, they may not have it. Whatever it is, they're not gonna have it, man. Even cars, the car dealership here. I bought my car in Nevada or Las Vegas. The car didn't have a markup, but they have a desert discount thing where either you buy California vehicle or you buy it in Vegas. No matter what, they're still gonna stack up $3,000 on top of your car. This is not a markup. This is the normal thing for Vegas or here in Arizona. The cars here are more expensive because they know there's not a lot of selection, there's not a lot of competition, and they know you're not going to drive all the way to California to buy one unless you could take that 6-hour drive, and if you're fast, 5.5 hours. So there you go, guys. That's the reason for you to think about before you start thinking about moving out of California for your retirement. Now, if you want to move to the Philippines, try out, okay, before you retire and move to the Philippines permanently, try living there for 1 year to see if you can adapt to the temperature. But it really helps if you got a car there, a brand new car, so you don't have to work on it, so that it will minimize your exposure to the heat. And there's two places in the Philippines where the temperature is as good as California. I mean, there at nighttime is 66 Fahrenheit. In the afternoon is probably 80 Fahrenheit. You know, there's only two places, Tagaytay and Baguio. Now, if you can find a house over there, the temperature there, you can walk around, um, enjoy the walk because, you want to exercise or you do whatever walk you want to do. The temperature is not as bad compared to the other places in the Philippines. Any other places, if you're not in Baguio or you're not in Tagaytay, man, you're sweating. I'm telling you, I don't care what you do, you're gonna sweat. So how are you gonna enjoy? So the temperature, guys, when you're retiring, when you're older, you want to enjoy. You want to go outside and walk around and enjoy, right? What kind of retirement would it be if you just stayed at home? Because you're trying to avoid the heat. And just make sure you have water. I don't know. I can't imagine that kind of retirement. So think about the temperature. If you're out here in Arizona or in Nevada, those are the only two places I know that's hot. Give your kids a call once a day to let them know, kids, I'm still alive. Don't worry about it. I still have water. Give them the courtesy call. Because if you don't, and you're old, over 60 years old, and then you become dehydrated, and like me, I'm not even in my 60s. I was dehydrated. I didn't even know I was dehydrated. If you're old, you're dehydrated, that's it. It's over, man. You're not gonna think to call your kids. No, man, no. Call up your kids once a day and say, hey, I'm still alive. You have plenty of water. Yeah, because that's what our kids are for. To check up on you. Hey, mom, dad, you're there in Nevada. You're there in Arizona. I just want to make sure you have water. And I just want to make sure you have enough money to pay for your electricity. And I'll check up on you later on this afternoon to make sure you're still alive. That's what kids are for, to make sure, you don't pass away. A lot of senior citizens here, over 60. That temperature, I'm laughing because, fuck, I almost fainted, man. I couldn't think. I dropped my wrench because I was doing my mods. I'm like, hey, man, how come I can't get a good grip on my tools? I was dehydrated. I don't know if it's a heat stroke or anything like that, but I stopped sweating. And I'm not in my 60s. I'm not even close to my 60s. I'm far away. I just barely passed my 40. That's how young I am. Can you imagine if you're over 60? Fudge, man. Whew. So think about those. So before you retire, you gotta weigh your advantages. If you have advantages, you gotta weigh it. It's better if you're gonna go to the Philippines, try it out for 1 year. And if you want to go to Las Vegas or Nevada, try it out for 1 year. And if you want to go to Arizona, try it out for 1 year. And then you make a decision if it's worth it, all the discounts and all that stuff for you. Remember Arizona and Nevada or Philippines, they are not California. California, everything you want is there. Everything you wish is there. That reminds me of that song by George, Dr. Michael. He said, everything she sees is everything she wants. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Okay. Anyway, so it's not California. So if I had a choice, if I was super wealthy and I don't really care about the income tax and I don't really care about money because I'm so wealthy, I would have stayed in California. But see, I like to save money because what I do with the money that I save, I buy nice cars. That's what I do. I save money and then I buy expensive cars. That's what I do. I save money, I go on trips. I save money, spend it all. I don't save money to put it in the bank so that when I die, somebody else will spend it for me. Now, hell no. All right, so the other thing I want to talk about, which I didn't know when I moved out here, because when I travel to Philippines, I fly out of LAX. LAX has all the options if you go and travel international. If you're from San Diego, sometimes you don't even have flights going to Philippines. You're gonna have to drive to LAX, which is about 2-3 hours away from your place. This is California now. You're in San Diego. I know some people that leaves. They drive from San Diego to LAX and then fly off from LAX because LAX has the international straight flight, which the one I like. That's the one I use. Um, Philippine Airline, PAL. I get a straight flight from LAX, a direct flight. That's what I meant. No stopover. I go straight 12, I think 12 to 13 hours. I go to sleep. And by the time I wake up, they're landing or we're landing. And I love that. Like I go to sleep during the flight, and then by the time I'm awake for an hour or two, the captain announced his temperature, and he announces all his co-team captain's names and all that stuff. And then we're landing. What a nice flight. I'm already there in the at the airport, Manila Airport. Here in Arizona, you're gonna have to take a flight from Phoenix. Okay, from Phoenix, if you don't live in Phoenix, you're gonna have to drive for like 2 hours to get to Phoenix, 2 to 3 hours. And then when you get to Phoenix, you take a flight, a domestic flight to either LAX or San Francisco. Then you have to wait for maybe 4 or 5 hours, and then you get the international flight coming out of LAX or San Francisco. And then you'll land in the Philippines. And then when you come back from the Philippines, you'll either land in San Francisco or LAX, and then you're gonna have to wait maybe 8 hours for the next flight. And then you can go to, and then when you fly to Phoenix Airport, and then you drive back to your house. 2 hours, 3 hours of driving for Uber, that's gonna cost you maybe $300-400. So flying out of Phoenix is not an option unless somebody can drive you over there. Unless you have somebody who can drive you there and then pick you up. But most of us, we don't have those kind of people that can take you to the airport. Even going to Las Vegas is from Arizona is about two hours, and it's the same procedure. You fly out of there from Harry's International Airport. There's no direct flight. You're gonna have to either land at LAX or San Francisco and wait 6 hours, and then fly out of there, and then do the same thing when you come back. So you can do a lot of waiting. And the price of your ticket is about $600 more. $600 more if you fly out of Phoenix, if there is a flight. $600 more if you fly out of Harris International, Las Vegas. It's way cheaper if you just drive to LA with your own car. and then park your car at your friend's house. If you have a friend in near the airport, park there, and then take an Uber to LAX, which is about $20. And then when you come back, take an Uber back to your friend's house, pick up your car. And of course, you know, your friend's doing you a favor. Why don't you go ahead and, you know, drop them like, you know, $100 or so, or whatever you can afford. Because in the airport I think it's the cheapest parking is $16 per day, uncovered, meaning just outside the parking lot. So for me, to go to the Philippines is way cheaper and easier if I just drive to LAX and then leave my car at my friend's house and then take a small Uber drive over to LAX and then reverse it. It's not time consuming because it takes me about 5 hours to get to, or 5.5 hours to LAX. So I don't have to wait and it's cheaper. Now for me to go to Harris International or Phoenix, it costs more. And plus there's so many waiting time, downtime. And the Uber, let's say you live in Arizona, you want to go to Las Vegas International. It's a 2.5 hour drive. How much is your Uber? About $300-$400 one way? And who's gonna Uber you over there? So you're gonna have to find a relative that can drive over there. You know, if it's your relative who's gonna drive you over there, you know, he might do it one time, and the next time he'll avoid you like a plague, man. So I'm assuming that. I haven't done it because I don't ask my relative to fucking give me a ride to LAX or to Harris International or Phoenix International. I do my own thing. If it's my kids, they'll do it, but you know what? They don't live out here, so they're not gonna drive out here and then pick me up and drop. It's too much, too much. Plus, they got their own lives. So there it is, guys. So consider all of those before you decide on a location to retire. Yep, those are the stuff that I should have considered. But you know, it is what it is, man. You can only buy what you can afford, right? You don't buy things that you can't afford. So with a little bit, limited money, then you have limited options. Okay, so look at it that way. But life is too short. You know, when you're retiring, you don't have that much time left. You might have 5 good summers left. No more than 10 summers left. I mean, you know, you're retired. You're older. Your income is less. So you're gonna have, everything is a factor in making a decision. Now, if you are retiring because you planned it and you are retiring because you have money coming in, you don't have to find work anymore, well, congratulations to you. That you're one of the few people, maybe less than 3%, that actually can retire. The most average people can't even retire. I'm excluding the millionaires and billionaires, right? I'm talking about the normal Joes like us. So if you can retire at a young age before 60, you're doing really well. And if you retire at 62, you're fucking old. 65, oof, man. I feel pain right now. Maybe because of this heavy mug. Anyway, guys, so I hope this video was helpful, and I'll make more videos as I think of other stuff that you should know or you should think about before you pull that trigger when you retire. But if you are in this stage of retirement and you're young, congratulations to you. Because we're not here in this world to work until you die. or you work till you can't walk. I mean, what kind of life would that be? You know, you work until you die, all because I'm bored at home. Man, get the hell out of here with that crap. Anyway, guys, thank you for watching the video. Please give me a like, subscribe, and share this video to people people that is going to retire soon. But anyway, guys, I am bored. And I am enjoying my retirement. But would I go back to work? Maybe not. Only if I need money. But nah, I don't. Oh shoot! If I get a Lamborghini, I might have to go back to work. But since I don't have Social Security, I'm trying to get Social Security, but I don't know how I'm gonna do that. That means I have to work. But I'm too old to work. Nah, I'm good where I'm at. So it is what it is, guys. All right, guys.